Support WrestleTalk!
Hello and welcome to the WrestleTalk Mecha News! I am Luke Owen. Click the thumbs up and knock that subscriber button just a little bit and leave a comment down below to answer our question of the day. Would you like to see WWE unify the Raw and SmackDown Women's Championships at WrestleMania? We've got a packed show of news for you today, with another WWE star reportedly leaving the company, possible visa issues for PAC and All Elite Wrestling, and what was Asuka supposed to do at WrestleMania until Charlotte Flair won her Women's Championship. But first, we'd like to send out our congratulations to Josanne Offerman and Wyndham Rotunda, better known to WWE fans as ring announcer JOJO and the Eater of Worlds Bray Wyatt, who announced they are expecting their first child in June. JOJO posted this rather charming picture of her on a beach complete with baby bump, revealing the child will be called Nash. Kanash, K-Nash, maybe. Well, let's go with Nash. Maybe they're just big fans of Big Sexy. WWE posted on Twitter their congratulations to the couple, and it's been revealed that this is the reason JOJO hasn't been on Raw for a while now. Over Royal Rumble weekend earlier this year, WWE held the World Collide tournament, which pitted stars from NXT, NXT UK and 205 Live, with the winner getting a title shot of their choice, which ended up seeing Velveteen Dream capture the North American Championship from Johnny Gargano. And Triple H announced yesterday via Twitter that WrestleMania weekend will see the return of World Collide, only this time wrestlers from Raw and SmackDown and Lady Folk wrestlers will also be competing. The press release reveals that on Thursday the 4th of April, it will be the past of NXT versus the present, with matches such as Roderick Strong versus Tyler Breeze, Dominik Dijakovic taking on Harper, and a battle of factions as Sanity take on Undisputed Era. The following day will see the Cruiserweights clash from all 5 brands, and Saturday will be a special set of NXT UK TV tapings. On WrestleMania Sunday, there will be 2 20-wrestler battle royals, one for the men and one for the women of all brands. And the Monday after Mania will see women take center stage with a lineup of awesome sounding matches, including Io Shirai versus Sonya Deville, Toni Storm versus Nikki Cross versus Bianca Belair, Piper Niven versus Zelina Vega, Candice LeRae versus Kaylee Ray, and more. And this past Wednesday night saw the NXT UK TV debut of Piper Niven, who started a feud with former NXT UK Women's Champion Rhea Ripley over who's the more dominant woman on the brand. But sadly, of course, this is the internet in 2019 and we can't have nice things. And so the NXT UK Twitter post about the former Viper debuting for the brand caused an unfair amount of fat-shaming replies. Well, being the total badass that Viper is, she posted this image on Twitter mocking the negative comments she received by adding, "I don't give a damn about my fat reputation." God, Viper's awesome. And while Viper is a new signing for WWE, Ryan Satin of Pro Wrestling Sheet is reporting that longtime employee and former Intercontinental Champion Goldust has left the company. Satin reports that multiple sources have told him that Goldust's WWE contract has come to an end and he is now currently waiting out his 90-day non-compete clause, making him a free agent by May and leading many fans to speculate about a possible appearance at All Elite Wrestling's Double or Nothing. Interestingly, we had an email on the WrestleRamble podcast earlier this week from a listener and pledgehammer Austin Tussey, who met the Gold One at his hometown comic convention recently. In the email, Tussey said to us, "We talked for a while about All Elite Wrestling, and he was saying he's getting older and he still has 2 years with WWE left, but who knows after that." And Goldust himself took to Twitter to corroborate with Austin Tussey and refute Ryan Satin's claims, posting, "I am still under contract with WWE, and everything that is being said online is just talk and complete BS." However, the news of Goldust being released by WWE comes after some very interesting teasers from All Elite Wrestling. On the latest episode of All Elite Wrestling's YouTube series Road to Double or Nothing, which was built around promoting the StarCast 2 event at Caesars Palace, Cody noted at the top of the show that he didn't want to talk about his opponent for All Elite Wrestling's first official show in May. However, by the end of the episode, when going over his outfit for Double or Nothing with his seamstress, there was a possible tease of who his opponent might be.
And do you think we should stay away from gold?
No, I think we're okay. I think what you have here is the way to go. It's the right path.
Cody has also said in previous episodes of Road to Double or Nothing that his match will be very personal, further adding speculation that it could be Cody versus his real-life brother Goldust on the show. And if Ryan Satin's report is correct, though apparently it isn't, Goldust would be a free agent just in time for Double or Nothing. Over the years, there have been a lot of reports that both Cody and Goldust wanted to do a brother versus brother match at WrestleMania, which was teased and set up by WWE on several occasions but never paid off. The closest the two ever came was at Fastlane 2015, with Goldust winning with a quick roll-up and the feud was effectively dropped. Cody told Wrestling with Regret in 2016 that a bigger match between the two is something Goldust is very keen on. But while Cody's match is yet to be announced, one of the other matches for the show could be in doubt. Following on from their awesome 5-star match at Revolution Pro's High Stakes in February, it was announced that Will Ospreay and PAC would team together to take on the CCK team of Chris Brooks and Jonathan Gresham at Rev Pro's Live in NY show over WrestleMania weekend, looking to get retribution for CCK attacking them after their match at High Stakes. However, Rev Pro sadly announced earlier this week that PAC would no longer be appearing on the New York show, and that the match would need to change, with the promotion quickly announcing that Ospreay would instead team with former IWGP Heavyweight Champion Hiroshi Tanahashi to take on British Tag Team Champion Suzuki Gun of Minoru Suzuki and British Heavyweight Champion Zack Sabre Jr. in a non-title match. This will happen one day before Sabre Jr. defends his British Heavyweight Championship against Tanahashi at the New Japan Ring of Honor G1 Supercard show at Madison Square Garden. It's since been reported by Dave Meltzer in the Wrestling Observer newsletter that the reason PAC has been pulled from Live in NY was because High Spots couldn't get a visa for him in time for the event. What's interesting is that Meltzer also thinks this could affect PAC's relationship with All Elite Wrestling, who he'll be performing for at Double or Nothing against Hangman Page. Meltzer writes, "From what we've been told, it's become very difficult as far as cutting through the paperwork to get working visas for wrestlers because the government wants proof that the people being brought in are exceptional in talent and not taking a job away from an American." However, he adds that he's been told by people within AEW that if wrestlers are established stars like PAC is, they don't anticipate any issues, which will be handy when it comes round to All In 2. Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks were in attendance for a Chicago Comic Convention last weekend, where they accidentally on purpose announced they were heading back to the Windy City for All In 2, the follow-up to the groundbreaking show that put All Elite Wrestling into motion. It had been reported by us here at WrestleTalk back in February that our sources told us the show would take place around September time in Chi-Town, and it's now been reported by Dave Meltzer in the Wrestling Observer newsletter that the show will once again be from the Sears Center on August 31st. Matt Jackson of the Young Bucks teased at that Chicago Comic-Con that they would be heading back to the Sears Center, particularly because their faces are now on the building, but no official announcement has been made yet. And speaking of things being official, Asuka was officially removed from anything meaningful at WrestleMania just a few days ago. Last week, it was announced by WWE that there would be a fatal four-way on this past Tuesday's SmackDown Live between Naomi, Carmella, Mandy Rose, and Sonya Deville, with the winner going on to face Asuka at WrestleMania for the SmackDown Women's Championship. I actually joked this time last week that with SmackDown's track record as of late, that match would be card subject to change and not take place at all, and that ended up being the case. Instead, seeing Asuka defend and lose her SmackDown Women's Championship to Charlotte Flair. It's since been reported that on the day of SmackDown Live, Vince McMahon made the call to put the SmackDown Women's Championship on Flair, meaning that the main event of WrestleMania now has two championships in it. And it's been reported by Dave Meltzer that a few people have told him that there will be a winner-takes-all tagline for the match, which will be finalized by the time Raw goes on air next Monday. But even with that tagline, Meltzer writes the plan is not to unify or merge the championships, adding it is always possible and that could change by Monday, but we're told that is very unlikely as they do want each brand to have a separate champion. The new rules for the match are still unclear, but it's being speculated by those inside the company that it could be that whoever gets pinned out of Flair and Rousey loses their respective titles, meaning that Becky Lynch could win either the Raw or SmackDown Women's Championships. So if Becky pins Ronda, she'll be Raw Women's Champion, and if she pins Flair, she'll be SmackDown Women's Champion. But if Ronda pins Becky, she'll keep her Raw Women's Championship, but if she pins Flair, she won't win the SmackDown Women's Championship. And I guess the same goes for Flair. If she pins Becky, she'll keep her SmackDown Women's Championship, but if she pins Ronda, she won't become the Raw Women's Champion, and oh no, I've gone cross-eyed. According to the Wrestling Observer, the finish of the match will all depend on if Ronda Rousey decides to stick around after WrestleMania, or leave for a while to start a family with her husband Travis Brown, with Dave Meltzer comparing it to the Brock Lesnar situation from last year, where the plan was for Roman Reigns to win the Universal Championship until Lesnar signed a new contract extension and the finish was changed in order to shock the audience. Meltzer also notes that if Vince McMahon thinks the social media heat Charlotte Flair has received for winning the SmackDown Women's Championship is real heat, she could walk out of WrestleMania the victor. But to put your mind at ease, Meltzer concludes Lynch has to be the favorite to win. Which brings us to former Women's Champion Asuka and what her WrestleMania plans were until Tuesday afternoon. Meltzer has reported in the Wrestling Observer newsletter that the original plan for Tuesday's SmackDown was to have that fatal four-way to crown a new #1 contender, which would have been won by Mandy Rose to set up a Fastlane rematch against Asuka for the SmackDown Women's Championship. Along with all the other reasons, it was reportedly changed because Vince decided there were already too many matches on his 17-match WrestleMania card, and the SmackDown Women's Championship had such little interest that it was easier to remove that match from the card and put the title on Charlotte Flair to boost the triple threat main event. One of the other reasons that the SmackDown Women's Championship was put on Flair for that triple threat is that the WrestleMania Women's Battle Royal is lacking bodies, with Bayley, Sasha Banks, Nia Jax, Tamina, Natalya, Beth Phoenix, and the Iconics all involved in the Four Corners match for the WWE Women's Tag Team Championships. With this change, Asuka and Rose can now be in the Battle Royal. Interestingly, that match is still yet to be announced, but apparently is scheduled to happen, with some speculating that because the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal could be moved to the main card this year due to Braun Strowman's feud with SNL's Colin Jost and Michael Che, and the company doesn't want to be accused of being sexist by putting the Women's Battle Royal on the pre-show. By not announcing it ahead of time, they can avoid that heat. However, we do want to add that is pure speculation and not an official report. But before we get out of here, we wanted to thank each and every one of you for your support over the last couple of years, as we just had the 2nd anniversary of the WrestleRamble. The first episode, then called the WrestleTalk Show, aired on March 27, 2017, with myself and Ollie Davis giving our predictions and thoughts on the card for WrestleMania 33. We've done an awful lot since then, with myself and Laurie Blake coming in full-time on the channel, doing a live show with Cultaholic at Wrestling MediaCon, moving to a new studio, going live 3 days a week, and doing a live podcast at the Prince Charles Cinema in London's Leicester Square. And we'll be heading back to the Prince Charles Cinema on May 7th, 2019 for a special screening of the classic WCW movie Ready to Rumble starring David Arquette. Ollie, Laurie, myself, and the rest of the WrestleTalk crew will be in attendance for the screening, and we'll be doing a live podcast record following the movie. Tickets are available now through the link in the video description below. Thank you for watching, and a special thank you to our awesome pledge hammers from Patreon scrolling their way into my stomach. Oh, they are a lovely lot. Click the video over there to watch myself, Laurie Blake, and Chopper Pete play Devil May Cry 5 for Screenstalker, and be sure to subscribe to them as well to support the WrestleTalk YouTube family. I've been Luke Owen, and that was Mecha News.